Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night's Messages of Love from Above. So happy to have everyone here. Let me get my desktop all set up here and we will get started. All right. Make sure here that we are live. I'm sure YouTube will tell me that in a moment here. So hello, everybody. And thank you again for all your patience in me getting back to full energy. And thanks you all for all my prayers and energy you sent for my host. She's back from the hospital today, and nothing serious that they found. So that's good. Good news there. Um, she might possibly have the COVID, which was what I had, which it's all out there again, running around. At least it's not as deadly as it was a few years ago. So we're grateful for that. And but she's home, and so that's good. So thank you guys, and I should be back on tomorrow morning too. Um, I know when I wake up in the mornings, if I know all I have is my morning sessions, then I have enough energy. But when I'm going to have like double sessions lately, the last Friday and Saturday mornings, I'm just like so tired. Still getting all my energy back. So thanks for all the love and all the support for that too. So thank you. All right. So before we get into everything, let us fill ourselves up with some love energy and let it flow out to the world as well. If you'd like to join me, whether you're watching live or on replay, I more than welcome that, of course. And we're going to take a big deep breath. Come back to right here, right now. You can do it through your nose or mouth. Hold it for as long as you want, and then release it how you want as well. So, big deep breath. Beautiful. I do have our wonderful singing bowl. So we'll hit this 3 times, and each time just allow that kind of picture a giant waterfall of energy just come in, fill our heart, fill us totally up, and then out to the world. So here we go. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Just gonna put her back in her little perch back here. So good to see everybody. Hello, everybody. All right. So I hope you like my new shirt. We got a little selfie with Bigfoot and the spaceship. So it's all meant for humor, and to remind us of our cat mind when we go into fear or fight or flight. We definitely get into these you know these energies of um, where it's a hissing cat attacking and running away, or just running away. So I like the humor and the reminder that comes in with all that. All right. So, welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, we've got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor. So, welcome. How the free readings work, I do go down in order, first come, first serve down the chat. The chat is the list, there's no special list. And then I pull cards for those, usually one or two cards for the free readings. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading, and Spirit will pull cards for that and see what they say. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those readings, step out of the list, and dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those as well. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom. And then also in the description box of the video, I have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. And you can use whatever one of those that you want. And the dollar amount doesn't matter. I know as long as you're giving from your heart, that's the important thing, right? Everyone's finances vary from person to person, moment to moment, country to country, etc. So I get that, and I honor that. So that is what we have going on. So we will jump in. I am going to be using the Sufi tarot. So that's what the little box looks like. If you love these and want to pick them up for yourself somewhere, you at least know what they look like. I love the pictures and the energy of these. So let's give these a shuffle. And we will start off. So we've got 5 from Supernova. Hey, Supernova. So we will start with you. Good to see you. And then I believe we got a PayPal that came in. All right, from Maria. Hey, Maria. So we will do that. And then Rocky's World will be up after that for the donation. So that's where we'll start. So, Supernova, for your first question, we have the, what is that there? Oh, the unboxing. All right. Thank you for your multiple donations. And then I think I saw here with the first question, want to know how you've been growing and healing. How does it compare before it? And what do your spirit guides want you to know? All right. So let's take a look here and find out what do your spirit guides want you to know. Oh, right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. What else? All right. So when the bottom of the deck here, we have the Daughter of Staves, which would be the Page of Wands in the Standard Tarot. So overall, they're showing here how you've been wielding your magic wand differently. And so when you're asking about, what's the difference between how um, you know, I'm growing and healing, you're focusing your energy so much differently than you've done before. You're really grasping your power with your magic wand, and it's basically whatever we focus on is what grows and expands. And I do feel like you are, taking specific actions and knowledge. So the things the way you would have reacted before, you're more responding now. And how we learn and how we grow is like usually it's years later we look back and go, oh, and we have ahas, right? And then it's a year later, and then it's months later, and then it's right after. And then it happened, we become aware while it's happening, and still of course sometimes choosing the old ways, the old habits, and then we start recognizing it before it happens, still sometimes choosing old habits, but the progression changes through life. We don't normally overnight just change, boom boom. It's usually a process, it's usually a changing of habit, and that's what they're bringing in here, is that look at how long it used to take you to realize things, now how quickly you realize it, and how quickly you move on those. So I feel like that's a big piece of what's coming in here. Hey, there you are. Hello, hello. And you also have the Hierophant here, who is, you can see here that they're connecting higher from their heart. And so the difference here is that you are realizing you're not on your own, realizing you're not, in this, you know, um, in this journey by yourself, and that you have different options and different ways of looking at things. Yeah, you've been really discovering a lot of capital T truths about who you truly are, who you truly want to be, how things truly are going around in, whereas we have preconceived opinions and viewpoints and perceptions of things, you've really been changing and seeing a lot of clarity around that as well, with these cards coming in together, especially. Oh, you cut your own hair and you cut curtain bangs and it grew out and you like it more. Oh, perfect. I cut my own hair too. You guys can probably tell. All right. Also, yeah, so you've got the 7 of staves. You really with the 7 of staves and the 3 of staves. The 7 of staves is like being recognized, being willing to stay and stand on your own and being true to your authentic self. It's like the sun, not asking permission to shine, not dimming your light for anyone. And because of this, this is why you've with the 3 of staves, the 3 of wands, you've changed directions and you've done things that you differently than you would have before because you are allowing yourself to be the kind of the master of your own ship, the captain of your own ship instead of feeling like you're just along for the ride. I feel like you're really with new information, new discoveries about yourself and that capital T truths of things that you're taking alternate courses here. Yeah, and again, all this fire energy. You have the daughter of staves, the 3 of staves, the 7 of staves, and the 9 of staves. And the 9 of one's is this perseverance and this um, realization that you've been understanding about staying true to your path, staying true to where you're headed, and then at the same time understanding when there's a block and you're like, okay, this isn't for me, and that's when you alternate course. You're really understanding the difference between being stubborn in a unhealthy way and being stubborn in a healthy way, and I like that. Oh, very cool. You keep cutting it. When I first started cutting my own hair, I ended up shaving my head a lot of times because I would be, oh, it's uneven. Let me go here and here and here. And before you knew it, it was just like, just shave it all off and start all over. So I'm proud of you that you haven't had to go that route. All right. Yeah. And then this leads up here. You do have this movement of childhood. The 6 of cups is the childhood emotional energy, and the 10 of cups, which is turning things into joy. And so this is different with your healing, and part of, counseling and your reflection, your journaling, your songs, your singing, all this reflection that you're doing with so many different ways is allowing you to feel and transform and release emotion from the past as well instead of stuffing it. So I really like that. All right, pretty oh, good. It's pretty even now. Yeah, so I feel like that's what they want you to know for your first question there, and I like that. Like that for you. It's you know, give yourself credit for how fast you're recognizing things, and there's this um, process that you've been doing this, and yeah, I mean, but even the little bit that you do, it's the combination of everything. Playing music, right? Because it's the action, and when you play music, it's almost like you're singing. It's like you sing through the strings. It's like when you have that vibration going out, it's almost like it's your voice. It is your throat chakra that's being expressed through action, through strumming, through the different, fingers choosing the different tunes and tones too. So it is a thing. There's oh, what is his name? He's a really amazing guitar player. Estes Estes. In fact, I probably have some of his music in my thing. I just it's let's see here. Let me just pull it up really quick here because They want me to. So we're gonna do it. Let's see here. Let's do artist. There we go. Okay. I thought it was Estes. It almost sounded like some sort of music. Let's see if I have it here. Almost there. Come on. Oh, Estes Tone. Tonne. So I think he's like Russian. Yes, thank you, Rocky's World. You got it. Perfect. We have a winner. Amazing, amazing. He just plays his guitar, and the first time, I mean, it just you feel it to your core, right? Rocky's World. Obviously, you've heard him. Oh, you mom love his music. Oh my gosh, just it's like woof. You just it just takes you somewhere else, and that's just music. He just plays music. He doesn't I don't think he sings. I think he mainly plays guitar, but it's a beautiful like that. Yeah, and that's kind of what I feel is that's the kind of energy that comes in. He talks and he says some things, but it definitely so it's a combination of all that. So yeah, if anyone wants to, it's Estes. I think it's Estas, and then Tone Tonne, like Rocky's World has it spelled there. It's and he's got a ton of YouTube videos out there, and it's just like wow. So yeah. All right. So that is it for number one. So thank you for that. And speaking of here, going on number two, here's the microphone. So how funny that that's the sticker you chose for the next one coming up here. They want to know how have you been growing, developing, and changing what to do. The guides want you to know about this brand new age. All right, let's take a look here. and, I feel like here's a Nat. Hey, Nat. Um, I feel like I want to go to these intuitive whispers oracle for your answer to that question here. All right, evidently that's your card. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's time to shine, baby. Card number 42. I love that. The reflection of the tiger in there, too. So let's see what they have. Put your party shoes on and get yourself ready to shine. All of the hard work has been done. Now relax and step forward into the next chapter. It's time to share your gift and be seen and heard. I love this. What have you been waiting to share or try? You have picked this card because it's time to do it. Turn on the light switch and illuminate yourself. What is coming through you right now, creatively, spiritually, or emotionally, that needs to be shared? Trust it. Trust yourself. Trust this moment. It is a powerful one. Go take to the stage, metaphorically or literally, and see what magic happens. Don't let doubt creep in. Jump in. The spotlight is waiting. I'm gonna show it here because it's too right on that it almost seems like I'm making it up, but it's not. It's actually says that. So how to shine? It says shining is cultivated within you. What do you need to do in order for your inner glow to expand so brightly that it radiates outward? Look in the mirror and say to yourself 3 times, I am ready to shine. I am ready to shine. I am ready to shine. Notice how that feels in your body. Shining will look and feel different for each of us. So, what does your time to shine represent to you in this moment? That is where you are heading. Go get 'em, tiger. I like that. So there's that energy they have there for you. And that is their message for that. I love that. So I know it's trippy. So you've been growing, you've been developing, you've been changing, you've been, you know, every step of the way, even though sometimes it feels like so much, you've let so much go that it's hard for you to look back and see how much you've changed and how much you've grown. But now it's getting to this point of holding back, and it's like, um, getting out there and living the dream and sharing yourself. I mean, literally getting on stage, literally getting under the spotlight. And it's an important part of you expressing yourself and getting past that, that energy. So I like it. I like it for you. And I mean, literally, microphone and getting on stage and shining bright. They're like, it's time, it's time, it's time. So I like it. Short and sweet, but that's what they have for you for that one. All right. And then your third one, you have coming soon. I mean, again, like your stickers that you chose were almost prophetic, right? And so thank you for your additional donation. You want to know, what does Kurt want you to know about your dreams and about you wanting to help others through it? Now, I have a new deck called the Angelic Activations Oracle, which he's drawn me to. You know how he loves his Oracle. So let's take a look here and see. All right, there we go. Make it obvious. Oh, wow. Too funny. And so we've got it's called Virtues, is the name of this angel. But I love that this reminds me of that daughter of the Ace of Wands. Where are you investing your energy? Where are you focusing? What are you growing in your life? Being aware of that. And I'll kind of do that here so you can see that. And then I'll read it. It says, do the right thing. Being virtuous in your choices and actions. Here's that power of choice, right? There's an opportunity for you to take the higher ground that will bring an end to a conflict or disagreement. Do what you know needs to be done to bring resolution and healing. If you need to admit that you were wrong, it may not be easy, but by doing so, will remind those around you how much you care, and this will guide everyone back to a state of harmony. Says the activation is, I choose to bring peace to every conflict. And then there's also more in the book here, so let's jump to that here. The virtues are the angels that oversee movements in nature, changes in power dynamics, and events that can have global impact. Their name means strongholds, as these angels have a miraculous strength that can assist us in holding strongly to our position if it's just and correct. And as their names suggest, the virtues are the angels that help us take an inventory of our own choices and behavior and guide us to be the best, most loving version of ourselves for our loved ones and ultimately the world. The extra guidance that comes in, by prolonging a dispute or altercation, you only delay the arrival of freedom and happiness. Even if you have a point to make or get across, by putting all your energy into trying to prove your point, you will become drained and tired. Today, you're invited to be the peacemaker, to take time to right your wrongs and clear your karma. For that way, you'll be able to regain your freedom and happiness much more quickly. Again, the activation for this is, I choose to bring peace to every conflict. So, you know, whatever is happening, whatever conflicts you have, and this includes counseling and doing that. And I feel like that's part of this healing, is going back and transforming and resolving old conflict. But it helps you with your current conflict. It helps you also look at your any kind of current situations. And you're asking, you know, your dreams and wanting to help other people through your dreams. The big piece is, if you can't find this inner love for yourself and raise that love vibration to where you're filling up and overflowing, even to the people around you that you're like, it's tough to love. Once you're discovering and filling up with that unconditional love in your heart for yourself, then you're able to give it to others. And that includes, their part of the world, and you can give it to everyone, but you can put all your family, anyone that you've had altercations with, into the big bucket of the world if you want. And but it starts with you and finding that self-love for yourself. That's when all this doing what's right for you, you're not able to really flow in great amounts, and things aren't able to flow back to you when those things are unresolved. And I feel like that's a big piece of this is, again, coming back to that magic wand, right? Of whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. If you focus on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and gratitude, wow, that grows and expands. Our energy matches that of the outside world, and we're able to draw that in. Otherwise, we draw in, lower vibrational things. If I focus on my pain and focus on my anger and those, it's important to feel the things, but if I'm not allowing them to be released and I just keep focusing on them, then I'll grow them. And I feel like that's such an important thing is this freedom that comes from resolving and choosing to be a peacemaker and a ambassador of love, unconditional love to the world. And it starts with yourself. You fill up, and then it flows out to all those around you. So I got something in my eye, probably an eyelash or an eye booger. um, but I like that. So it's, starts with us, right? We remove and focus on sweeping in front of our own door, and then we allow that love to flow out to the world. And I feel like that's an important thing. It's not that kind of booger, it's like you get crust because my allergies or whatever is going on. But I feel like that's what they have for you for that one. So thank you so much for that donation. And then number 4 is the all-seeing eye. I think that's what that is. And you wanna know, what does spirit guides want you to know about yourself, your abilities and strengths? What do they want you to see differently about yourself? I have this little cute little deck, which is the Wisdom of the Oracle. It's the pocket edition. So let's take a look here. I feel like they want a little message from here for you. Yeah, I got message in a bottle. Card number 15. Cute little card there. Let's see what this brings in. So this is all about communication, a sign, receiving a sign. Um, and then Cledon, Cledon, it's an ancient name for a spontaneous oracle delivered innocently by the speaker, pointing the way to your highest good. I love that. So spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today, your message is this: Spirit hears you, and the reply is favorable. You are on target with your purpose and your passion. You are coming into alignment with your destiny, and Spirit wants you to know that you're on the right track. Expect a call, a new opportunity, or a message from an old friend or business contact that will lead you closer to your dreams and greatest desires. You can't make it up. You just can't make it up. Spirit has been listening to you. And then the protection message for this card, in case it resonates, says, are you refusing to acknowledge the signs because you want things as you want them? Red flags are not pretty decorations for you to admire. They are warning you for a reason. If something doesn't sit right with you, trouble could be hiding in the bushes. So don't ignore the signs. Spirit always has your best interest at heart and will draw your attention to what you're overlooking. How perfect. Talking about your dreams, that's exactly what you were talking about there, um, earlier. So, one of the big things with all of that coming in here is, you know, asking, you know, because it says, you know, I know you believe when you ask, you receive, but I feel like you could ask more often, and nothing's too small or nothing's too big to ask them, and they will bring guidance. They will show you signs. And I like this, that becoming familiar with your language between you and spirit. The more you ask for signs and the more you step back and take a big deep breath, and this is for everyone, we develop our it's like going to a country where you don't speak the language and you start developing a language between you and a stranger. Over time you start, you know this means water, this means cup, this means this, it's kind of that kind of relationship that you build with spirit. And you know um and so I feel like when you're asking what do they want you to see differently about yourself, is, I feel like it's important for you to know you deserve to have this language, this relationship with spirit, and that they're multitude of beings of unconditional love and light that just they're waiting. They'll give you signs and synchronicities, and they, just to remind you that they're there. But you can even ask more specific questions, and want specific signs and ask them for direction. They will show you because they're so willing to. And I feel like that's the big thing that they want you to know, is that they know that when you ask, you have this trust that you will get one, but you don't ask that much. And at least recently, and it's kind of like a reminder to ask every day of your own free will, because they don't meddle in your life, unless you ask them to. And because they honor free will so much that they won't do that. So I feel like that's what they're telling you here. Yeah, you could ask them for more signs. There's no shoulds, there's no have tos. They're just, because you asked. They're not judging you for going, "Oh, I can't believe you're not doing it." They're not like that at all. They're like, well, since you asked us, this is something that you can know that could really help you, is to ask more involvement from us in your life, because we're ready and waiting. We're doing everything that you asked us to do before you came down here. I call it the honey-do list. We asked them, but they're, are definitely working on all those things already. They're able to multitask, but they're more, give us more, right? So that's what they have for that one, my dear. So many blessings to you. And then number 5, spoiler alert, and thank you for these donations. I appreciate them so much. So I want to know, how does Kurt and how do your spirit guides help you out with your dreams and guide you through it? Also, how have they been guiding you recently? Just curious. All right, let's take a look here. Go back to the tarot for this. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, with helping you out with your dreams, on the bottom of the deck, you have the magician, the alchemist. And I feel like one of the big things is they're trying to remind you of your power. They're always trying to show you how powerful you are, and that wherever you focus your energy, going back to these other readings, wherever you focus your energy is what grows and expands. This alchemist, right? You got the daughter, all these things with magic wands, right? And the magician normally has a magic wand, and to the heavens, and one hand to the earth, which is like you're this conduit. You're bringing this energy from above through you and out into the world. And you're constantly doing that. I feel like they are also, with these two tens underneath it. You got the Wheel of Fortune, and the 10 of cups, which is joy and celebration. And I feel like with the big things that they try to bring through for you is that with every ending is a new beginning to these tens, and this one is a like a focus on that. And I feel like that's how they try to help you with your dreams and guide you, is to try to point you back to that, where you're showing, where you're, you know, looking at um each moment, right? And they're trying to bring reminders and things to you. But again, they're telling you that they're limited. You are the one that decides what energy to focus on and draw to you. They can only work with whatever energy you're focusing on. Because if, let's say, you're fearing something, right? And goes for all of us. If we're fearing something and our energy in the moment is a lower vibration, and they want to bring us in a higher vibrational thing, it doesn't match. They can't, this door isn't open for them to bring it to us. They have to sit and wait there with it while what we're allowing to draw into our life is lower vibrational things that match our energy. And so I feel like they try to bring you different, I don't want to say like they poke you, but they try to poke you just as little reminders of, hey, remember, you're the ones. Hey, you're the one that's focusing your energy. They try to distract you like I want to say a little puppy. Puppies are easily distracted because if they're doing something and you rattle something, they're like, "Oh, what's that?" And they'll go after that. And I feel like they try to draw you to happy things. They try to bring in happy music, happy situations, different things so that your energy moves from lower vibration to higher vibration, because you get excited and it raises your vibration to something more joyful. Um yeah, like happy music, right? A happy song that comes on. They try to bring these things. But again, a big piece of it is that, they can't do anything outside of your free will and your power of choice. So they are gathering all this stuff, getting all there so that when you connect, it kind of just floods in because it's been backing up and they've been waiting. So the more you can raise your love vibration, um, I like that. So let's see what else we have here. Yeah, we got the Eight of Wands. So here's this all that energy coming in here and messages. So this reinforces what I was saying here. They try to bring you as many messages as they can within the rules, Um, and so I like that. Ace of Coins. And this is new possibilities and opportunities that open up in the outside world. And the Emperor. Yeah. So this does tell me that they try to bring you messages, try to get you to focus on new opportunities. And with that, the Sultan, the Emperor, shows that you are the one that holds the energy, the fire, that you have to decide and you have to put the energy behind it to move forward. And so you have to make your plan, you have to put energy behind it, and then you take action. When you do, and then also when you ask for their help, that they're able to assist you in your energy and your movement, but not until you decide. And so they're saying that you've have some great times when you feel so high in well, not that high, like emotionally high with naturally through music or something like that. And then that comes in there, right? So let's see what these other three cards are here too. Yeah, yeah. So we've got the um Chariot, which is the number 7 in the major arcana, your power of choice. Every moment is a choice between light or dark, right? Higher vibration, lower vibration. So when you're in higher vibration thoughts, they go, 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 go. The door's open, quick. And then it changes and then it shuts the door, and they're like, all right, we have to wait until it opens again, right? And you do have the Fool's card here, which is this new journey, this new letting go of expectations, this new adventure, letting go of old cycles and focus new cycles. And we talk a lot about, setting an alarm on your phone that is like, where's my energy? Like a check-in. I would in the beginning, I would do it every hour myself. I put on a silent vibrating alarm to come back to now, gratitude, whatever I'm trying to change and bring awareness around, and it works. It becomes your habit of, okay, where am I at? Because we're so used to dealing with lower vibrational energy, that higher vibrational energy is starts off being the one man out, the different thing. Oh wow, that's different feeling. But when you start to feel gratitude on higher vibrational more, then the lower vibration stands out and you're like, oh, what is that? And that brings awareness automatically. But it's changing our habit is very important. That's this full card is letting go of old cycles of focusing on lower vibration and making my new habit focusing on higher vibrational, unconditional love, joy, laughter, peace, gratitude, right? Those are the frequency of spirit as well. Yeah, yeah. So they're yeah, music is, calms the savage beast, right? You also have the 6 of coins, the 6 of pentacles, which is about going back, and that has to do with this energy field too, because and I've talked about the 6 of pentacles before, and we've got that, a video that I share quite often here on this channel about the 6 of pentacles, and that has to do with our out of balance giving, receiving when we're young, right? And we have this belief we have to give so much before we and that we deserve so little. And then just for anyone that new to the channel that hasn't seen that, or as a reminder, this is that the video. It's less than 10 minutes, but it talks about how we can transform and bring down these force fields that allow more things to come in too. Because there's two, and actually the other thing is what we were talking about with energy, which I'll throw that out here too, which is the episode right before it. Because we talked about in this little mini podcast I did last year, um, because it was what are the things I can do to bring in faded things quicker, and one is my energy focus, and one is my balancing of this out of balance giving and receiving that's below in my subconscious that's running on autopilot. So I feel like that's an important thing to look at too, with those. So, so hopefully that helps. And I see you have another one here, so we'll get to that here in a little bit. So thank you again for your multiple donations and for your thirst for spirit. And I'm excited. I'm excited for your journey. I know you're in the rough stages now, but uh, that'll change soon. Part of the releasing, of course, going to therapy and looking into those old things from the past, those are things are running below the surface on autopilot in our subconscious, and they help us bring those things up, transform them, so we're not investing so much emotional energy and blocking things, that they help us remove those emotional blocks. Right. Right. Yay! I love it. I'm so glad. Glad to hear that, my dear. All right. So we'll be back to you here in a few. So we've got Maria and then Rocky's World and then Nelia and then Moonlight 5 and then back to Nova. So that's where we're at with the donations right now. So Maria, thank you for your donation via Z PayPal. And let's take a look here. And then I think I saw you had your free one. So if we get to that this evening, we'll get to that one as well. So you want to know, what are Walter's thoughts and feelings towards you today? Actually, I think that was your free question too, right? Oh, intentions towards you. Okay. So what are their thoughts and feelings towards you today? So thoughts and feelings. So one for thoughts, one for feelings. What's coming for you and Walter this coming week? So based on current energies, what lies in the future here? Oh, it does, huh? All right. And then How's Walter's separation with his ex coming along, right? All right. So, the bottom of the deck, we've got both the emperor, they call it the sultan here, and then also the Shah of Stabs, which is the king of wands. Both of these are the same type of energy. So this is important to bring forward because this is about I decide. I take control over my life. What do I want? What's my plan? What's the next steps? And then me putting energy toward it. Stepping out of the supposed to be and the should be and the need to be and the have to be and the must be and all that fun stuff, right? Absolutely. Always my pleasure. You're here for the days of our lives. Yeah. So I like this that we're not like in a baby seat in the back seat, and the creator and spirit are driving our lives. We're the ones driving, and so where it goes has so much to do with our energy, and what we're putting forward. So they wanted to make sure you know that just overall. But what are Walter's thoughts towards you? Well, yeah, so they are in this with the Hierophant here, really again trying to find their capital T truths of what they want. What is the truth of things? And we know that they're in this big reflective period of their lives right now because it's been, shaken and rattled and all this. And so I feel like they go in and out of trying to figure out everything, and then as they look at like what does my life look like? What do I want for my life? And then they'll think about people and different things and different situations, and you come up in their thoughts of like, wow, I really like them and they're hilarious and I just feel at home with them. And but what is it that I want and what don't I want? And then they think of their ex, right? But they think about what they do like with their ex too. um Feelings towards you, and we've talked about their emotions are in a surgery, right? And so the Eight of Staffs, the Eight of Wands, is a lot of energy movement. So there's a lot of passion and energetic and physical attraction there. But I feel like they're allowing their emotions to settle a bit, going on there. And even with the Moon card on the bottom, yeah, and the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups, all this on the bottom, all this emotion, they are in this internal reflective emotional time. So, it's out of order. They just showed me like a vending machine that says out of order where, it's not able to come in yet, right? Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything, like they're like, oh, what a weird person they are in a bad way, right? But let's see what else is coming in here. So, what's coming for you and Walter this coming week? Yeah, we got the Daughter of Cups, which is Page of Cups, which is there is this new emotion, and I feel like this is more reflective. I feel like this is like sitting with oneself and like they're saying they're this is like what Nova would be doing, sitting, playing, watching the waves, connecting with the your inner love and a focus in on that. And yeah, because we got the Four of Cups, which is this is like this emotional stability, and this is them here looking at like there's this what are the emotions of the past didn't fulfill me and what will fulfill me, and that's that Ace of Cups that comes in for us, right? There's this type of energy of a lot of reflection. And we do have a bit of Son of Coins, which is the Knight of Pentacles, slowest moving knight out of them all, watching the grass grow or the wheat grow, right, the fruit growing. And the Nine of cup, and I mean not cups, the Nine of Stabs, which is the Nine of Wands, which is perseverance and but there is this energetic block too. So I feel like for this week, there is this kind of self-care kind of energy coming in this next week, which makes sense. We're moving into Virgo season. Actually, we just moved into Virgo season. So Virgo is much really focused in on healthcare, self-care in a lot of ways, and they're big thinkers. So there is a lot of reflective energy coming in here. I feel like the connection, at least for this week, I feel like it's a slow progression. It's like not a whole lot of external activity, it's more internal activity, if that makes sense. And then how is this separation with his ex coming along? We've got the sun. Yay! It's bright and sunshiny. But there's also a lot of this is Leo energy, right? Which has to do with the child, um, or reflection on the inner child. And so they are doing some looking at themselves and what they're wanting, but a lot of light being shown on a lot of different areas. I almost feel like there's more discovery of things, like they're realizing a lot about their relationship, especially as the separation happens. They're like, wow, wow. You know how you find out what people push down feelings because, well, we're together, so I won't talk about that. I'm afraid to lose you. But when you end up knowing that you're losing someone, you're like, what have I got to lose? Blah, 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 and you blah, blah, blah. And you're like, whoa, I had no idea you felt that way. So there's a lot of that that's, coming in with that there. So I feel like it's progressing. The sun card is a positive energy, of course. So I do like that. Yeah, yeah. I just feel like there's this, you know, um, when you realize you've got nothing to lose, then you just start sharing more, and it's like, wow. And but you start sharing things with each other, especially if they spark something and we get sparked on the inside. We become defensive. Oh yeah? Well, blah 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 blah. What? Blah, blah, psh, psh. So it's almost like a sun like supernova. Like so I feel like it's escalating uh much more quickly. Yeah. Yeah. Right. It's like, whoa. So that is what is coming in for you right there. And then if we have enough time, we'll get to your free reading later as well. So thank you again for your regular donations and for including us in your new series made for Netflix. Absolutely. Many blessings, my dear. I have not done any free readings yet. So thank you guys for your patience in getting to those. I saw someone ask the question there. And then, uh, for anyone new coming in, for free readings, it's first come, first serve. So all I have to do is put your question out there, and but I do prioritize donations, and I dive deeper into those. Free readings are usually 1 to 2 cards, but donations, obviously, I dive in more, which is what I've been doing now. And I still have a few more donations here. I've got Rocky's World is up next, and then Nelia, and then Moonlight 5, and then Nova, and then back to Nelia. So, yeah, any amount. I thank you for that question. Yeah, you can use the super chat at the bottom, or in the description box of the video, I have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, or Square, and whatever you're able to give from your heart. I know not everyone's finances are different, so I don't have a set dollar amount, especially people from all over the world. The rate of exchange is different, so a dollar for someone in the United States might be like, oh, that bought me a half a coffee, you know but on the other side of the world, that can be a day's wages. With all of the economies are so different, so that's why I don't, you know, um, look at the dollar amounts. So, so there you go. So great question. All right, so let's get back into it. It's I've been on for almost 50 minutes, and I'll be on for about another hour. So And if I don't get to free readings tonight, uh, if I get whatever I don't get through tonight, I had been before on Fridays and Saturdays coming back on to complete them all, but just because I'm recuperating, recovering, and balancing my energy, I'm only doing that on Sundays. So if I don't get to you on Fridays or Saturdays for your free reading, please come back on Sunday. I will. I spend a couple hours doing donations and doing as many free readings as I can. And then on Sundays, I have an hour after that session with my Praying Mantis members. Then I eat and I come back on and finish out all readings from that session too. So if you guys have been trying and trying, and I don't get to you, please Sundays, I will. I will make sure we get them all done. Okay. All right. So, Rocky's World, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. So, how does JP the Dangerous currently feel about you? He's a colleague from a different department. He keeps staring at you, but won't say anything. All right. So, let's take a look here and see what their current feelings are about you. Stares at you, but doesn't say a thing. I was reading something the other day that says, how do you know when you're a light worker? One of the things that mentioned is that people stare at you. So we'll take a look here and see what's happening. So, Rocky's World, you got on the bottom of the deck, you do have the Seven of Staves. And this does make sense why they're kind of like not approaching you, because it is like someone that's bright on a hill. Someone usually they show someone who's like protecting themselves. They're up above, and other people are going, "Why do you get to be up there and I'm down here?" Which brings in this energy in regards to your question that they kind of have you see like you're on a pedestal in a way that maybe they feel like, wow, you're out of my league, or you're someone who is set above, you're someone who stands out. And just naturally, I don't know if you're a fire sign, but a lot of fire sign energy, y- your energy just draws attention to you. You can't help it. It's like Edward Cullen in Twilight, when he opened his shirt and he's all bright, shiny diamonds, right? You're Sagittarius. Okay, that makes sense. So you automatically you're designed to draw people to you. And so, but um especially if it's someone who doesn't, they feel like they're way down here and they feel like you're up here, this is that kind of energy I'm feeling coming in. That was the bottom of the deck. Let's see what else comes in here as well. All right. So you do have the Shah of Swords, which is the King of Swords in the Standard Tarot, which a lot of thinking, because and I feel like they're in their head a lot. So, the King of Swords, all the kings get a second portion of swords, which makes him the master of thinking. A lot of overthinking can happen with this card, which is this combination and energy that I'm picking up that Spirit's giving me is that they do overthink things. And so they look at you and then they just realize, oh, I got busted. And, but they just really have this, you know, overthinking kind of energy. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. And the Son of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. And it's interesting with this because, you know, the movement of thinking and belief, I feel like they have preconceived ideas. And we all do as humans, right? We've got a lot of supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be and blah, 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 blah. That's all in here, right? And sometimes when we meet people, we have like, oh, this is who they are, and we have these boxes, right? And oh, this person goes in this box. But when they try to put you in this box, they are like, you don't fit in any of their boxes. And this is intriguing to them. And it's intrigue is a good word, and curious is a good word too, because it's like what they're picking up from you is something that they haven't experienced before, which is pretty cool. So I like this, like They're going, "What is it?" Wow. So let's see what else. We got a couple more cards here. I almost feel like, yeah, with this Leo, do you have any? No. So I was thinking that there's some past life connection, and with the Sun card, it has the inner children here, which can represent some stuff below the surface that's drawing them. And the Seven of Swords is what's keeping them away. This is their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. All that thinking with all these swords, they do have these betrayals and of the past from other people, and so they've got these beliefs of unworthiness and that cheat them out and steal opportunities out of their life because of their past. And this, with the Sun card and those coming out together, it is definitely, this, energy from the past childhood of you're not good enough, and you know stay in your own lane and stay at your own level, and just a lot of repressive, never good enough kind of energy that comes in here that they're battling against. And they have this here. We also have the Judgment card, card number 20, which is the higher self calling here. And so I feel like this is what's coming in here with these two cards, especially following one another, 19 and 20, that there is this, you know, drawing that comes in, that they're being drawn to you. It's funny, like a moth to a flame, literally. Here's all those, and even though those are butterflies, they're showing me like they're being drawn towards you, towards your light. And I do feel like there's some past life energy that's there that they're like they don't know what this is that's coming in here. Flame on, right? So I feel like that's where their current energies are at, and what they're feeling here. Um, so I feel like they're definitely drawn to you here, and it's intrigue and curiosity is a huge, and this internal draw that they don't know what this is, but it's past life energy that's like, why am I being drawn? But they do see you as someone who very unique and different, and they don't, which kind of is intimidating to people. It's not that you're intimidating, it's that people can be intimidated by that if it's something new and different, and I don't know what to do with this. They don't fit in any boxes. And it's almost like you're too big to put in a box, you know. So I like it. So is that like is that from the Fantastic Four? Flame on. So I do feel like they're getting more and more and more and more curious and more brave, but they're working through those old beliefs. And once that they do that, yeah, all he does is stare, is that eventually, um, you know, they'll act on this. If you're wanting them to reach out to you, I don't know, when they're staring at you, if you smile back or you wave or something like that. It might be like you wave and they're like, yeah, 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 yeah. Like a little puppy running away that hit an electric fence. But a smile, can be a gentle thing to do. You don't want to scare away the little rabbit, right? But I do see they've been gaining more and more courage. So I feel like eventually they will, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit. But if you encourage it, then that kind of expands their bravery a bit. So hopefully that helps. All right, so that's what they have for you, Rocky's World. So many blessings to you. And hey, from Scotland, hey, Julie. Well, hello, hello. All right. And so up next, we have Nelia. So, Nelia, thank you so much for your first sticker with the eyes, with the hearts. And thank you for that donation. So, it said the next time you move to a new home, will it be with your soulmate, true love, along with your fur babies, right? All right. Let's take a look here and see. The next time, the very next time that you move, will it be with your soulmate and your fur babies? That's what we got here. You know, the I feel like the very next time you move isn't, but I feel like the next time after that, because you got the Lover's card, but you have the Empress. That energy wants to be expressed first, and the Empress is all about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, birthing new things, and I feel like that comes first, and then the next move is with wah wah wah, right? um, and so the next move, I do feel. I mean, I feel like each of the moves is with your fur babies, and you're able to bring them with you, because I don't feel like you would never make a decision to do it without it. But you do have this endings and beginnings that's coming here soon with the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands is like evaluating where you're investing your energy and aligning things, because the 10 of Wands is like a lot of flood of energy, a lot of stuff that's coming in and coming forward, right? And they've got this um buckets that you can put things in, the things that are urgent and important to the things that are just urgent, just important but not urgent, and then the things that are urgent but not important, those things in that bucket. Once we truly are able to recognize and evaluate, take like a energetic inventory of where we're investing everything, we know those things that they may be urgent, but if they're not important, we don't need to invest in them at all. They're the last thing we would ever invest energy in. But what we focus on is the truly urgent, truly important things first. And then the important things that are not urgent, we can space them out because they're not time bound, right? They're not urgent, but they're important. And so we kind of put them on our calendar because we know when they'll become urgent. So we kind of can space them out. Then you're able to manage your energy more. You're able to progress faster in the important and urgent things, and because you're not wasting energy on unimportant things as well. You also have the Malika of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords, balancing your head and your heart. And that's part of this energy that comes in here with deciding what is truly important. Our mind might have this everything, right? We're taught these days everything is urgent and important, but it's about bringing your heart in, because you also have the Four of Cups, which is the balancing of the head and the heart. And so when you're looking at what home needs to mean, where I need to have, what I need to have, it's about balancing. There's stuff that your heart wants, and there's stuff, this long list that your mind wants. But when you look at that, especially in relation to home, it's like how much of that is what everyone else is telling us the should be, the supposed to be, the need be, the have to be, the must be, blah, 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 blah kind of stuff, right? Um, and there's clarity that comes in around that. So I feel like that's an important piece of this unfolding between the two. But to answer your first question is, no, you move by yourself first with your fur babies, and then the second move is with your loved one with your fur babies as well. So I like it. Right. So many blessings to you. That's what they have for you. And Danny, yep, I did get your Square donation. So you'll be here after Nelia's second donation when we get down to there. So you're just still a few more away. All right. And then we have Moonlight 5 is up next. So thank you so much for that donation. Let's give that a love and a like. And you want to know, how are ours feelings towards you now? You can't read them, right? I know, right? Let's take a look here and see what's going on here with their feelings. What is happening here? All right. All right, that makes sense. Let me just take a sip here. So we've got the both the Hierophant and the High Priestess on the bottom, and even, I mean, all these major arcana. We've got the World card, card number 21, which is the last card in the major arcana. There's a lot of change going on here, and I understand why you're having a hard time picking up, because I feel like they are behind some walls, really trying to figure things out in their life. The Hierophant with the major card that came up first is our higher self drawing us to find the capital T truth of who we are, who I want to be, who I want to be with, how does life, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I just feel like they're in this place of trying to figure it all out. And it just feels like whatever they've had before, it just hasn't filled them up and pleased them, because they're looking outside of themselves for inner completion, which the outside world can't give us that, right? So I feel like they've turned inward. They're doing a lot of super reflection that's happening. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, and here's this Knight of Pentacles, the Son of Coins, and Malit or Majit or Mount. That's the Death and Rebirth card. So they've been going through this slow transformation, right? In that world card, the endings and beginnings of cycles card is very much reinforced here. That they're going through a lot of change. They're going through a lot. So again, they're kind of boxed everything and everyone out. It's not just you, it's everything. And they're just kind of try to figure out what is going to make me happy in my life, right? Yeah, what is this dream come true? Yeah, again, we've got the hanged man here with the number 12 in the 9 of cups, which is emotional dreams come true. This is them looking and transforming and trying to understand what is it that my dream come true is with all of this, right? And so again, this transformation, ending the beginning, ending beginning, ending beginning. So definitely they're at a kind of this pivotal time in their lives where they're just trying to figure it all out. Let's see what comes in here with all of these here. All right. So we do have the 6 of Stabs, which is victory and mutual attraction. So I do like that coming in here for you. They have the 8 of Cups, so they are leaving behind old emotions, old ways of feeling, and old relationships that don't serve them, and moving into the 9 of Cups. That's where this person heads off, leaving the old, heading into the new here. And we also have the Lovers card coming in. So they do have this, these sixes, this movement, and the flow of this emotion. I feel like what Spirit is saying, based on current energies, that the decision that would be made is this um, movement towards you. So I like this because they're not just rushing into something to go, all right, this is it, and go, oh, sorry, it wasn't, my bad, how rude. This is like they want to make sure, and then when they do go all in, and they do move forward, and it is victory, it is movement. But they're just making sure and clarifying everything, so that they can make sure this is what they truly want, and then they'll be fully committed to it. But they don't want to do anything. They're kind of this, I don't want to say black and white kind of individual in their lives, but there is this perfectionism that they don't do anything half-assed. I guess I could say that on here. They want to make sure, and they big thinkers, that they want to choose before going forward. And so they're dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, making sure everything's spelled correct, and double checking, proofreading a third time. And you're like, well, something that's slowly built also lasts. Something quickly built can fall apart. So I feel like that's an important message coming in there. So hopefully that helps. But I understand why you're having a hard time reading them, because they do have the blocks and the walls up, doing everything, overthinking. All right. So that's what they have for you, Moonlight. So many blessings to you. And then Nova, thank you so much for your additional donation. Wait for it. Wait for it. So number 6, you have your endoscopy, I think maybe. What they want you to know about it, you're so nervous, right? uh, and then I think you said something down here. Let me just make sure. So with the sixth one, what do they also want you to know about your stomach pain and how to fix your energy? You feel like a negative impact is hard to deal with. Yeah, I hear you. And of course, disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional, and the disclaimers in the description box of the video about tarot is for fun. Everyone ultimately makes their own decisions, and I'm not a professional medical person, counselor, financial advisor, whatever. All right, let's see what they have to say here. All right. All right. Yeah, nothing to be nervous about. You've got the, I mean, we're always nervous for the unknown and the mysterious, right? But you have here, you've got this, King of Wands that comes in here. And the King of Wands is about whatever you focus your energy on as it grows and expands, and owning your energy. So they're saying here it's going to go as great as if you release it to spirit and say, all right, it's in your hands. I know that you're going to have this unfold for my best, and just live in the moment, not about afraid. But I understand, when it's something unknown that you haven't done before, it seems, but I think I mentioned when you had mentioned this a while ago, and Spirit's reminding us that, my host, she had a ton of stuff over the last 3 years, and she must have had 2 or 3, if not more, of these things. And you want to be on drugs. Yeah, and you can ask them. I imagine you can ask them if for anxiety, just say, "Can I have a little bit of something to make me not so anxious?" Because, but it's just take it moment by moment, and before you know it, it'll be over, and it's easy breezy. So you can definitely do that, and they're just like it feels a little weird, but it's not anything where you feel like you're suffocating or anything like that. They're professionals. It's something that's done so many times, and um, it's so you know amazing the technology they have. So yeah, yeah. So you can definitely ask that of them there. Um, yeah, and they, like they said here, before you know it, it'll be over. I like the death card. Don't be afraid of death. What's the worst thing that could happen is death, and like it's not going to happen. Just allow your energy. Again, the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Staves, is just manage your energy. And if you go in there with this focusing on higher vibration, right? Just listen to all your happy music. Go in there with happiness. Go in there with higher vibrational energy, and you go with the flow. It just feels wonderful. If I go in there with a lot of fears, like the 3 of Swords, then we expand the fears, and um, it just how it's going to unfold, it's going to unfold, but how we experience it is up to us, and that's what I feel like they're wanting you to know there. um how the stomach pains impacted you. Yeah, the 8 of Staves, a lot of energy can be invested in pain, especially if we focus on the pain, then it grows, right? And I know, like, if I focus on not feeling good or whatever, then I feel worse, and I'm expanding it, and I'm focusing on other things, the higher vibrational things, then this shrinks and becomes less. And but it definitely, wherever we're investing our energy, and it is difficult, pain, but something about pain is that it brings us back to this moment. It takes us out, away from the future, away from the past, and brings us right here, right now. And we're like, ow, like, if my lower back, I've been sleeping a lot, and so my lower back, I can get stiff and achy, and I'm like, oh, But I'm like, but I'm right here, right now when I feel that. And it's like, here I am in the now, right? That's funny. And the Seven of Swords. So letting go of the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets, the the you know the these are the thoughts and beliefs that steal from us, right? And this is what comes in here that it does, like you were saying, you wanted to know, you feel like it. And negative impact, I like to say it's a lower vibrational impact, because what happens with the Seven of Swords is, and with pain, it does steal um, our energy when we're focusing in on it, right? So it does take us away from, if I'm focusing on, my stomach hurts, my stomach hurts, my stomach hurts, my stomach hurts. I'm focusing on that. I'm not focusing on my dream. I'm not focusing on things that bring me joy. I'm focusing on those things, right? So, we have that here. Yeah. You've got the Ten of Swords, which is letting the fears go. You've got the movement of the Son of Swords, the Knight of Swords, movement of thought and belief and mindset, and movement of emotion too over the bridge. So, yeah, I do feel like they're going to find something like ulcers, something stress related and fear related, because when we're in fear, when we have stress, when we have things, then it does create stuff in our body. Um, and I do feel here that, we're getting back to, they're going to find that it's there, and they're probably going to be able to find you some. Um, I know, because one of the things they found with that endoscopy or whatever that's called, I'm totally mispronouncing it, I know, but when they did that, they found ulcers. And so they gave her some stuff that coated her stomach, which within days, it was like a day or two later, psh, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I feel so much better." And then, dealing with stress, dealing with things, and they will. So it's definitely worth doing it, right? Especially also with counseling, and like they had talked about before, that's the symptom, right? The pain and the ulcers and that type of thing are symptoms, but what the cause at the root of it is something deeper. It's emotional. And as we release these things, release these thoughts and beliefs and these emotions that don't serve, that allows our body to stay out of fight or flight and allow it to, um, function at a higher level too. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like you've been running at a high level of stress for so long that even though you've reduced your stress, it's still very high in comparison to the average human, of stress level that the body is normal for a body. When we're at a very high level of stress, when we reduce it, we're like, "Wow, I feel so much better. I'm not stressing." And it's like, "Well, you're not stressing as much, but there's still some more to happen there, right?" So that's what they got for you, my dear. So just happy music, happy music. Distract yourself away from the lower vibration to the higher vibration as much as you can. And even, say, can I put iPod in one ear and have my fun music going? Yeah. Yeah. And there's a lot of anxiety in this present world, especially compared to centuries ago, when it was mainly, um, we had, we're afraid of physical harm and different thing like that, but in our day and age, we have so much emotional monsters. We're so connected in the internet, social media. I mean, back in, 200 years ago, like here in the United States, when you're out west in the old wild, wild west, the Pony Express, they would bring news by a pony, and you would know months after something happened, after everything was already over and done with. They're like, "Oh, there was a war. Oh, it ended already. Oh, we didn't even know." Because we didn't. It was so pocketed. You only knew what was going on in your local region, your town, gossip, gossip, but not nationally, and so it took, days for people to find out a war was over instead of a massive text out to the entire world, right? So, we're under a lot more stress than we've ever been, but there's also great growth that happens through all that too. So, very strong, a very strong society that comes from it. Right? So that's what they have for you, my dear. So thank you again for your donation. Then we've got Nelia, and then we will jump down to Danny after that. So Nelia, thank you for your additional donation and with your emoji. Too funny. So you want to know, and thank you for the donation if I didn't say that too. So you want to know, why didn't L, the director, give you the mail keys and keys to the office filing cabinets while she's on the holidays as you're the acting director while she is gone? Did she give it to her husband? Uh-oh. Let's take a look here. So why and did she give it to her husband here? That's too funny. So the bottom of the deck, we got the Hermit card here, and we even got the Temperance, which is funny because it's like she was so excited to get on the vacation to have some alone time that she was out of balance. So she was just, I feel like it was more um, excitement, and it slipped her mind. Let me see what these two cards are here. Yeah. So the 10 of coins, the 10 of pentacles, here it is, this wanting to get fulfilled in the outside world. And the Malika of swords is like the balance between the head and the heart. But the heart, I feel, it was imbalanced. It was all about excitement for the holiday, excitement for going forward. And the mind worried, not worried, but kind of worried, and planning and making sure everything was in focus for her to go off to her holiday and all that. And so I feel like it was mainly excitement and distraction, that it was just like, whoops, I knew I was supposed to do something else. Let's see, did she leave it with her husband? We got the 7 of staves, which is this bright, sunny, shining thing on a hill, but I just feel like I don't know if she gave it to anyone. Um, it might be on like her keychain at home or something, because I feel like she's so distracted and so like her eyes are closed. She's focused here that everything flying around, she's like oblivious to all that. So I don't think she gave it to anyone purposely, but if you have a way of contacting her husband, I would and say, "Hey, did she happen to leave the keys anywhere around?" And you're like, "Let me go check." Well, here's her keychain, and you're like, "Oh my god, can you bring those in?" I feel like that, it wouldn't hurt to reach out, but I feel like it's just like it just totally escaped their mind when they were rushing, trying to get everything all prepared before they left. They're like, "Oh no, I knew I was supposed to do something." So I would definitely reach out to her husband if he stayed back. I like that. The 9, the hermit. I'm getting away, having some alone time. All right. So that is what they have for you, my dear. Thank you again for your additional donation. All right. And then Danny, baby. All right. So let's take a look here. You said you made a donation. Okay, very good. And then you said, how does Rashad feel about you now that you apologized and expressed yourself? You separated and he came back very different. It shocked you, but you reacted out of fear after agreeing to start things with him. All right. And I think you added more. Let's see here. You asked a free question at the beginning of that chat. Oh yeah, you can post a new free question. I probably yeah, you can post a new free one. Let me see here. And oh yeah, because you're like number 2 up there. So yeah, if you wanna put another question, you can. All right. So let's take a look here and what's going on here. So how do they feel now that you apologized and expressed yourself? Are you kind of freaked out when he came back a different person and you were like, wow. All right. So let's see. How do they feel here? All right. They do see you here as the empress, someone who's sensual, someone, you know, who, well, you don't need to repost if it's going to be the same question. If it's the one up above, which is how do they feel? Oh, no, that's what you just asked here. So I get you. Okay, I get you. Sorry. But they do see you here as this feminine, divine feminine, nurturing individual, and so they do see you as someone who has a lot of emotion. The empress rules over all the queens, which is 5 parts water, 1 part earth, 1 part fire, 1 part air. So a lot of emotion. They see you as a person that has this great ability to feel very deeply. So I feel like when if you said you freaked out and they were like, "Oh my gosh," so you reacted out of fear and stuff. They were like, "I get it," and so I feel like they understand that. But let's see what else they have here too. Yeah, they have the 7 of coins, and we've got this 7 of coins is like the last thing that grows on the fruit tree, is the fruit. And it's interesting here. Let me see these other cards because I don't feel like they were a patient person before, but let me just see what we have here. Yeah, I feel like they do have this. Oh, you're a Cancer. Well, that totally makes sense. That's a lot of water. Um, rules ruled by the moon, right? But the star card is like dreams come true, and the 10 of cups is joy overflowing in this, and um, so, I feel like he learned a lot about what he truly want, what he knows will make him happy. And I feel like when he went out, he found a bunch of like shallow people who don't have the capacity to love like you do. And they kind of felt used. They kind of felt like these interactions they had with others were, you know, a bit um, smaller, if that makes sense. But we've got the full card here and the 5 of wands. The 5 of wands is like a transformation of energy from lower vibrational fear energy to higher vibrational love energy. And so if you came back and you told them that, this is why I felt this way and this is what happened and all the stuff, and um the full card is like a new adventure free of a lot of expectations and a free of like this world of possibilities that has more of this energy of seeing things in a just let's see where it goes. Let's see how things unfold here, right? And but don't be afraid here. I mean, they have the Fool's card, they have this energy of not wanting any restrictions and just kind of wanting to see how things unfold. It's like a lion not wanting to be caged, but they want to see how things go. But don't let that stop you from, especially if they say they've changed and they're acting different. Anyone can act different for a short period of time, but I love how spirit says never be afraid of boundaries, where and saying, you know what, I'm afraid and I need to see consistency. So I would like to start hanging out together, but I don't want to just leap in 100%. I would like just, let's say 60 days, 2 months, see each other regularly, but let's just see where it goes. And because usually someone for a week or 2 can act a certain way, but after 30 days, you kind of form a new habit. But if you give 60 days and then people are like, "Wow, I've seen you have consistently been this way for 2 months. It take like I said, it takes 30 days to create a new habit. So if they're doing it for 2 months, maybe even if they weren't in the beginning, if they've actually changed their habits. You're like, what happened to me? But then it proves to you that it's not just a blip, that it's true, and it's okay. And if they're like, "Oh, no, that's ridiculous," and blah, 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 you're like, "Oh, there it is, the old you back already. Thank you." Boom, and there you go, right? And it tells you a lot in someone's reaction or response when you ask that of them, right? If you feel I'm worth it, then you would. If you are lying to me, then you feel you can't do it for 2 months, then that tells me exactly what I need to know, right? So that's what they have for you, Danny baby. So many blessings to you. All right. And then if you didn't post your additional free question, do that because that was the last of my donations. I got about less than 30 minutes left, so I'm going to start going down the free questions here. And if anyone wants their reading prioritized, a donation of any kind, I will still do those. Um, Otherwise, I'm just going to start going down the list here for one to two card readings for the free readings, and see how many I can get through here. So, Macaroni, you were up first. So, will you get a new job in the next 2 weeks? You have the Three of Wands, and there's new information that's coming in for you here that's going to take you in a different direction. And I like this for you. You can get a job in the next 2 weeks, but you've got to look in a different place than you have been looking, either a different websites. Don't click as many restrictive things. Just search for your area, all jobs that are available. I know it can be like, ugh, but you might be fine tuning the search too minutely that you're like, well, I can only be in customer service, or I can only be in sales, or whatever it might be. It's like, no, look outside of the box, because I feel like this brings in more opportunities for you. So I definitely feel like you have great possibilities to find it, but you got to look somewhere different than you have before, right? So that's what they have for you there. And then Danny baby, for your free question, you wanted to know that Rashid promised it would only be you and him. Can you trust that that will be true? So based on current energies, we've got the Four of Cups, and the Four of Cups is cups, sorry, not cups, is the emotional stability that comes in with that. And normally, like, the Four of Cups will have three cups, and someone's looking at him, they're bored with him, and this Ace of Cups is being offered. It's our self-love from above, right? Um, and I feel like his journey has really brought him to this place that he realized a lot of looking for love in the outside world wasn't fulfilling him. So I feel like he's expanded his self-love, and because of that, there's this stability. And when we talked about the other relationships and interactions he had in the outside world were like unfulfilling, that's that boredom of the regular cups, and that they had it back. So with those cards, I feel like it is based on current energies, I feel like they do mean this, and they do have these intentions, and based on current energies, I feel like they're able to do that. But there is this underlying message for us all that the outside world can't give us the love we're looking for, and that other people's actions don't mean anything about us anyway. So there is this turning inward and upward, because you can't love someone or receive love from someone greater than the amount you have love for yourself. Because if you love yourself this much, no matter how much love you give, it's going to trickle out. No matter how much love they want to give you, it's just going to trickle in. But the more you expand your self-love and your own self-worth, that expands our ability to give and receive love to the humans in the world too. So it's important to focus on our self-love through all this as well. It's kind of like the meat of the message they have for you regarding that. So hopefully that helps. Right. So many blessings to you. And then Dollface Diva, a general for the week. You've got the Daughter of Stabs, the Page of Wands, which is all about you've got a lot of energy. And I don't know if it was you that got this message, but there's been this period here of great manifestation, like whatever you focus your energy on, higher vibrational things come in fast, lower vibrational things come in slow. But sometimes we have these pockets where all the stars in our alignment, where things come fast and furious, where it's like, boom, things come in faster than they normally would. And so there's like this message from spirit, like, and I feel it's like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, all this energy that you have, whatever you focus your energy on, comes in very fast. So being aware of where you're pointing that magic wand, because whatever you point it at grows and expands and it's drawn to you. So if you focus on fears or lower vibrational things, things you hate, things that you miss, things that you want, you're pushing things away. You're drawing in more missingness, more fearful things. But if you focus on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and unconditional love, all that gratitude, then things that match that come in quickly for you too. So be aware, you got a lot of this energy that's coming in fast and furious for you. Right. So that's what they have for you there. And then up next, we have Bonita. Hello, hello. So you just started your new job and you're having a hard time. How will things go in the coming months? All right. You got the Wheel of Fortune. It's going to unfold great for you. Even your human is on board that things unfold well. It's hard right now, but try to step out of your fears. Try to focus on what you're grateful for in the job. Focus on your strengths, what you're doing well, and don't beat yourself up so much of how you're not catching on to something or not doing everything perfectly. It's a new job. Allow yourself some grace in learning and growing through it. And it's that ugly feeling of, whenever like we're in grade school and we get up to like sixth grade, let's say, and we're like, we've learned and we're comfortable with everything. And then we go to a new school, start off on the low end, and we feel stupid. We feel like a fish out of water. That's kind of what you're feeling a bit here. And allow yourself time with this. But the Wheel of Fortune does say it turns out beneficial for you. And the Wheel of Fortune tells us that sometimes our human is like, how is that for me? This, even your human is on board with like, oh, this is so great. So just hang in there and try to focus your energy on the positives and draw more of that, because that'll grow that emotion instead of growing the fears and the being tough on yourself. So be gentle with you, I feel, is a big message for you. Right? So that's what they have for you, Benita. So many blessings to you. And then Lucky, hello, hello. So Monday, you had a physical evaluation for an independent exam. You weren't aware. He pressed really hard on an injury causing pain. Is he going to answer to law enforcement soon? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you have the Eight of Staves. There's a fast moving energy coming in here with this. So I do feel like with this, that, based on current energies, there's going to be fast resolution that comes in with this here. Um, so I feel like there is, again, Eight of Staves is like all of this is fast, fast, fast moving energy. So, and I feel like it'll come out of nowhere like that too. So I do feel like there'll be resolution for you um, that you'll be happy with. So I like that for you. Right. So that is what they have for you right now, Lucky. So many blessings to you. And then HTTPS, shout out to one of my monthly YouTube subscribers. Hello, hello. So messages from your higher self. Absolutely. So you have the Hanged Man here, which is a great energy. It's transformation, seeing things from a higher perspective, and a movement of things too. And I like this. I feel like this great amount of calm, go with the flow, understand that things are transforming, things are coming to completion, and that it just takes a little bit of time. It's kind of there's the Hanged Man is that energy of it takes time for a caterpillar to go in a cocoon, to become a butterfly. So transformation can take a little bit of time, but um, just try to step away and see it from a higher perspective, because there is a lot of clarity that comes in because of that. And you can see, okay, just know that what's meant for you won't pass you by, and that you're gonna be able to see the if you step up and hang upside down, not literally, figuratively, from that tree of knowledge, you'll be able to really connect and get some, oh, I see how these parts are fitting together. I feel like there's some knowing that can come with that, stepping back and kind of sitting with that. So that's what they have for you right now. HTTPS. So many blessings to you. And then JJJ, we want to know, will you like the job at the K restaurant? How hard will you think it'll be? Yeah, you have the Empress here, which is um, creation, fruitfulness, harvest, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So it's an abundance and a fullness card here. So this is a great omen, let's say. But it's about new birth and abundance. So that's a very positive card. So, and it's the Empress is more free of a lot of rules. So I feel like the restaurant is like less stringent, like other jobs you may have applied for or have had, where it just feels like, oh, it's so much, because the Empress run is like a goddess that runs naked through the forest. There's no rules. When we get into the Emperor and the Hierophant that follow after her in the major arcana, that's where all the rules of society and the rules of spirituality kick in. And it's like, ugh. But this is free and flowing, where you can feel you can be you, and creativity too. So I like this for you. It feels very positive, and I don't feel like it's going to be difficult. I feel like you're going to feel like you can express yourself more. So I like that. Right. So that's what they have for you, JJGA. So many blessings to you. You're welcome, Bonita. And then Mika Khan, you'd like some guidance. All right. Well, you're going through a death and a rebirth here with the death card. And it's important to know that every ending, when you're leaving a doorway, it's an entrance into something else. And so transformation and change, even though our little inner child freaks out and is like, I don't want to do this, this change that's coming up is a rebirth, is happening on purpose, for purpose, and it's going to be taking you, down a path that's more in alignment. I feel like almost like a tower moment too, because that's where space is being made for something new. Things are being moved out of the way so you can, move forward and move in a direction into something that's more in alignment with you, this way. So I like that for you. Allow the change. Know that, things are not removed out of your life by accident. Creator isn't like us and butterfingers and whoops, sorry. Well, let me bring something else into your life. I didn't mean for that to happen. It happens very specifically for us, not to us. When we think something happens to us, we go into victimhood, which we come down here to experience. So if we do feel that way and do that, just it's okay. But when you're ready, you can look at it and go, okay, why did I want that to happen for me? And then we can see it differently too. So hopefully that helps. All right. And then Maria P, your free question coming in here is, what are Walter's intentions towards you? All right. It's kind of undecided still with the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is like trying to figure it out in their minds. They're like standing on a path. Do I want to do this or this? Right. They're like, I'm not sure exactly what I want. Right. And it's the head and the heart. They battle. If he closes his eyes and opened his heart, he would know the decision that he wants to make. But right now, there's this battle going on between head and heart as far as intentions. And so indecision is where they're at. They're standing literally. I didn't even notice that there's the path. They're standing on that path going, which way do I go? Which way do I go? I'm not sure. So they're at a standstill right now. All right. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. Hey, Fancy Nancy. Right, so that was that one. All right. And then we got Jasmine Lily Lee. You are up next. And you want to know, will David come back? How will he respond if you contact him? All right. We got the Daughter of Swords, which is the Page of Swords, new communication, heightened communication. If you contact him with this Daughter of Swords, this is about, it encourages you to reach out, but it all depends on how you communicate. There is this changing of the way you approach it. And I would kind of look into um, there's this book, and this doesn't sound as bad as it sounds, but it's called Nonviolent Communication. Not that you're violent, because the nonviolent communication, it's a great book, but it's about how we communicate and how we are open to listening to someone else's needs, what people are truly saying, and those things that come in. But it's about being open-minded, being open-hearted in the communication. As soon as we point fingers or say anything like, "You made me feel this way," as soon as there's this, that's just gonna send them in the other direction. If we are like, "You know what? Um, if I talk about what I'm feeling and taking ownership for our side of things, not expecting them to, because if there's any expectations in the communication, it's going to send them the other direction because they just feel like there's this cage, it's a trap, right? But if it's sincere from your heart and it's a different type of communication than you guys have had before, then there is great possibilities that they're willing to come back and come to this table of talking through things. But if it reverts back to the finger pointing, then that just they don't want any more of that. They already before they even met you, they had this themselves in a cage. They don't want any more cages. And if that's kind of where it goes of where you failed and where you let me down and blah blah blah, that's just going to be send them hightailing it in the other direction. So hopefully that helps, Jasmine, and that many blessings to you. Okay, we did those. We did those. Did those. Thank you, Shining, for welcoming me back. All right. And then, Nelia, we're down to your free reading here. And I'm going to be on for about 7 more minutes or so. I'll try to get through a few more of the free readings here. If I don't get through to you, I will be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And the difference with Sundays, what I'm doing on my Sundays is if I don't get through all of the free readings on that Sunday session, after I go spend an hour with my Praying Mantis members and after I eat, I come back on and I finish all of the readings from that session. So if you've been trying on Friday, trying on Saturday, and I haven't gotten to you, please come back on Sunday, and we'll make sure to get answers for you. All right. So Nelia, you want to know, how is Amber doing at her current workplace? I like this with the Eight of Swords. They're really moving past some of these old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that used to make them feel blinded and bound and trapped. I feel like they're getting a sense of confidence that they've not had before. And I like that. There's this, you know, belief that's building up within them. And I feel like they're um, more encouraged to take and go, you know, do things that they wouldn't have done before too. There's this great flow, learning quickly, a lot of knowledge, but I just feel like they're getting it. And I like the 8 is a very big flow number of the mind and of beliefs. And I like that kind of energy that's coming in here. So I do feel like there's this um, movement away from some old fears and false beliefs they had about themselves before. So that is what they have for you. So many blessings, Nelia. Thank you, Moonlight 5, for your wonderful wishes there. And Gina Fish, you'd like a general reading? Absolutely. Oh, you love my shirt? Whoa. It's one of my favorites. I'm glad you like it. So, what they would like you to know, you have the Malika of coins, which is the Queen of Pentacles. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, birth, harvest. But I feel like it's really focusing in on, you have so much love and so much that you give to so many people that it's an important time for you to give yourself that love. Out of anyone, you deserve this love and attention and self-care and care. And it's like there's this permission to do things for you and make choices for you. Don't need to sacrifice yourself for everyone else. That this is the moment of time where make choices for you. So whatever is going on, realize that, well, I'm always the one over giving to everyone else. Now I'm going to make choices for me. And it's okay for me to do that. Give yourself permission to do that. And allow yourself to birth some new things too. Allow yourself to go in directions that you normally wouldn't go, um, because now you have permission to follow your heart, whereas before you might have felt kind of restricted from that. So I like that for you, and that is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. So let me see here. We did those. We did those. We did those. So I'm just make sure I'm not skipping anyone here. Got a couple more minutes here, and so we did those, we did those, we did those. All right. So I think we got down to you, Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda, Rhonda. All right, very good. So you want to know here what is coming up tomorrow? Tomorrow. You got the nine of staves, and tomorrow is a big opportunity. The nine of staves, the nine is the hermit's journey. The staves is the wands, it's your energy and your power. And you can see that she's holding the magic wand in her actual hands. Now, there might have been like there's this you know, uh block that's been there keeping you back, keeping you restricted, keeping you from moving forward. But the only person that can hold you back is you. And I feel like that's an important thing to realize is that you will know in your heart of hearts, is this door not opening because there's a hungry lion behind it and I'm going to get eaten? Or am I blocking myself because I'm afraid and I don't feel like I can move forward? So when you take a step back and close your eyes and open your heart and go, okay, which door is it? Do I see a hungry lion or do I see a free flowing pathway that I can do and I can head off into and I can go? But I get to choose. I get to choose what comes from this. And a lot of this is this energy, that comes in here, and it's like whatever I focus on is what grows and expands, and I'm the one that gets to decide, which direction everything flies and goes. I choose the story, I choose the emotion, I choose my energy, and I choose my physical action. People and things of the outside world, it just happens. Till it gets into here, then I choose the story. What does it mean? I'm choosing that. Even though I'm thinking, well, that's what it means. It's like, well, that's what we were taught it's supposed to mean. But is that what I want it to mean? And then my emotion, well, this is the way I'm feeling. Well, this is the way we're taught to feel, but it's not the way I want to continue to feel about whatever's happening. Then the energy, we're taught, well, when this happens, this is where you're supposed to invest your energy. But where do I want to? Am I focusing on lower vibration, fear, missing, wanting, hating, lower vibration? I expand all that. Instead of if I focus on gratitude and unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, that expands and I draw on things that match that. So I do feel like here, tomorrow is in your hands. You get to choose. Things will just be what they will, but you're not a puppet to that. You can choose differently of what you want to experience and how you want to experience it. So you don't need to feel empowered. You get to go like, you know what? I can trust that everything that unfolds does unfold for me. And when I believe it happens to me, that's when I go into um, victim, right? And then I feel powerless and small. But when I realize, no, everything happens for me. Why did I want this to happen for me? What can I see from a higher place? And then, all right, so I'm getting the message, and now what do I want to do with that? Right. So hopefully that helps, Rhonda. Rhonda, many blessings to you. All right, and sorry for everyone that I did not get down to here. I know we had about a handful or so left here. But I do need to head off here to go to my Praying Mantis member session. If anyone does want to join me in that, at for $7.99 a month, you can be a Praying Mantis member, where you can come to our Wednesday and Thursday night free readings, and then after each of my Friday and Saturday night, we have an hour, and after my Sunday afternoon one, we have an hour dedicated to learning, growing, reading, readings, past life readings, oracle readings, whatever. Or if you want to be a Zen Cricket member, that's $2.99 a month, which gives you access to the Wednesday night free readings as well. So if you're interested, be sure to check out the description box of the video or my main page at bruddaZEN.com. That'll tell you how you can join and all that as well. All right, everybody. Well, I'm headed off. Thank you again for all the thumbs up and for all the love and all the donations. It's how I make my living. I'm so grateful for that. And until I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your life that you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon.